Alright, hi guys, it's me back again with another quick video. Now this video is going to be about the welded handle on the Demeyere it's the Atlantis and also other product lines. And it's especially about the Proline, okay? Especially about the Proline pens. Now, as many of you know, on the premium Demeyere product lines, they use welded handles. You see the handle is welded to the pen like this. This one is just a little bit dirty at the moment. It's really hard to clean around this area. The benefit of that is that the interior of the pen is totally clean, right? It's totally flush. There's no rivet joints here, which makes cleaning a little bit easier because sometimes you would get the food scraps. They get stuck here around the rivet joint, and it's basically impossible to clean off. Okay, so that's why Demeyere has gone with a welded handle. Now, I want to make this video because, recently I've seen a few people say online that they're afraid or they don't want to buy the Demeyere Atlantis or product line or any Demeyere pen with a welded handle because they are afraid the handle is going to fall off. Also, with the Atlantis stock pot, it's also a welded handle. You see like this, and there's no rivet joint inside the pen. So look, I mean, at least in my opinion, right, worrying about the handle falling off is not a valid reason to not buy this pen. Now, off the top of my head, I can think of 3 reasons why you would not buy this pen, and I'm just going to talk about the Demeyere Proline fry pen because that's where most of the concern seems to be. Okay, so the 3 reasons why you might not want to buy this pen is number 1. It is expensive, especially if you live outside Europe. Okay, so if you don't want to spend that much money on a fry pan, then well, that's a perfectly valid reason to not buy this pen. Now, reason number 2 is that it's very heavy. A lot of people, like my mother, for example, simply do not want heavy cookware, and that's another valid reason to not buy this pen. And the 3rd reason I can think of why you would not want to buy this pen is because you want a pen with a faster response. Now, personally, I don't think for a fry pan like this, a fast response is really needed. But okay, if you want a pen with a faster response, then maybe this pen isn't for you because it's obviously very thick and very heavy. It has a lot of thermal mass. And that does mean that you sacrifice the response time when there is a change in heat, right? You're heating the pen up or cooling it down. It's not going to respond as fast as if the pen was thinner or lighter. So those are 3 reasons I can think of why you would not want to buy this pen. Now, look, personally, I think this issue with a handle potentially falling off has been blown out of proportion because I've also seen a couple of videos on YouTube. There's one video that especially comes to mind where the guy says, oh, I bought a Demeyere Proline pen and the handle fell off and I was totally shocked, blah, blah, blah. Look, I think it's been blown out of proportion, right? People see one video where the handle has fallen off and suddenly all the handles are about to fall off. It's kind of the same thing with electric vehicles, right? You hear on the news about one EV catching on fire and suddenly every EV is going to potentially catch on fire. Okay, so that's obviously not the case. Look, with any manufacturing process, you could have the best quality control, but it's unlikely that you can eliminate 100% of potential defects or failures, right? There's even with the best quality control, there could always be that 1 unit out of 100,000, out of 500,000, or 1 unit out of 1 million that could be potentially defective, and that should not stop you from buying a good quality product. So statistically speaking, is it possible that the handle will fall off? Well, yes, because it could potentially happen if it's defective. But you shouldn't worry about it because it's extremely unlikely to happen. And I'll finish this video with just a couple of examples, right? Is it possible that you will die in a car crash next time you drive your car? Well, yes, it is. Statistically speaking, it is possible, but I don't think that's going to stop you from driving your car, right? Or is it possible that you will die in a plane crash next time you fly in a plane? Well, that is also statistically possible. But I don't imagine that's going to stop people from flying in a plane, because we all need to go places, right? Yeah, so I hope that this is a bit of rationale to just let you know that you should not be concerned with a pen with a handle falling off. But if you are concerned, I mean, when you buy the pen, just visually inspect the handle. Does it look like it's firmly attached to the pen? Or especially see this part of the handle. Let me just zoom in here a bit better. That does it look like the handle is firmly attached to the pen, or maybe is there a gap bigger than what you are visually comfortable with? In that case, just take the pen back to the store. But I don't think that's going to be the case. But if it does happen, if you see the gap between the handle and the body of the pen is bigger than what you are visually comfortable with, then yeah, just ask for an exchange. But again, I don't think it's going to happen. And also, if you had this pen for 6 months and a year, like I've had this pen for 2 years, if it hasn't fallen off in that time, then it's very unlikely that it will happen. So yeah, I hope this video is helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.